Inspiring illustrations. Who was Rehoboam, and why his decisions forever marked the history of Israel? Rehoboam, the grandson of King David and son of King Solomon, grew up during the peak of the Kingdom of Israel, a period marked by great prosperity, economic and cultural expansion. He became the first king of Judah during the period of the divided kingdom. Rehoboam succeeded his father, Solomon, who was known for his wisdom and ruled Israel for 40 years, from 970 to 931 BC. However, unlike his father's reign, Rehoboam's was marked by dishonor and humiliation. In this video, I will help you understand in detail the true story of Rehoboam. Please leave your like, comments, and subscribe to the channel. Rehoboam was the victim of a conspiracy and almost deposed. This happened because he rejected the advice of Solomon's wise men and instead followed the advice of his peers. This led to a rebellion of the 10 northern tribes of Israel, resulting in the formation of the independent kingdom of Israel under the rule of Jeroboam in the north. Rehoboam's decisions not only marked his reign but also had a lasting impact on the history of Israel, leading to its division into 2 separate kingdoms. Despite the conspiracy and the threat of being deposed, Rehoboam managed to maintain control over the tribes of Judah and Benjamin, forming the southern kingdom of Judah. Rehoboam was the son of Solomon with Naamah, an Ammonite woman. Many Old Testament scholars agree that she was probably a princess of Ammon, from the family of King Nahash. This Ammonite king had a friendly relationship with King David. The name Rehoboam is derived from Hebrew, probably meaning the people have expanded or he enlarges the people. This meaning carries considerable irony, given that during Rehoboam's reign, the kingdom of Israel ended up dividing. Among all of Solomon's children, the Bible reports about 2 sisters of Rehoboam, Basemath and Taphath in the book of 1 Kings chapter 4. Rehoboam, son of Solomon, had 18 wives and 60 concubines. He had a total of 28 sons and 60 daughters. Among his wives, the Bible mentions Mahalath and Maacah. Mahalath was one of Rehoboam's wives. She was the daughter of Jeremoth, who was one of David's sons. Mahalath and Rehoboam were parents of Jush, Shemariah, and Zaim. She belonged to the lineage of David, both by paternal and maternal genealogy. Maacah, also known as Micaiah, was the mother of Abijah and Rehoboam's most beloved wife. She belonged to the lineage of King David, being a descendant of Absalom. When Rehoboam died, his son Abijah took the throne, becoming his successor. However, Maacah was deposed from the post of queen mother by her own grandson, King Asa, for having built an idol for the goddess Asherah. In the book of 1 Kings, chapter 14, verse 21, it is described that Rehoboam, son of Solomon, was 41 years old when he assumed the reign of Judah. He ruled for 17 years in Jerusalem, the city that the Lord God chose among all the cities of Israel to be the place of worship. Rehoboam's mother was Naamah, who was from Ammon. Rehoboam was the first monarch of southern Israel, also known as the Kingdom of Judah. Being a king of southern Israel means ruling the tribes of Judah and Benjamin. This title was established after the death of King Solomon when a schism occurred, and the kingdom of Israel was divided into 2. In the first book of Kings, chapter 12, the biblical text reports that Rehoboam went to Shechem, where all the Israelites gathered to crown him as king. Jeroboam, son of Nebat, who had fled to Egypt to escape King Solomon, heard about this and returned. The people of the northern tribes sent for him, and they all went together to speak with Rehoboam. They complained that Solomon, Rehoboam's father, had been very hard on them and made them carry heavy loads. They asked Rehoboam to lighten these loads and make their lives easier, promising in return to be his servants. Rehoboam asked them to return in 3 days to receive his response. Meanwhile, he consulted his father's older counselors, who advised him to attend to the people's request. However, Rehoboam preferred the advice of the young men who grew up with him. When the people returned 3 days later, Rehoboam rejected the advice of the elders and spoke harshly to the people, as the young men had suggested. He said he would increase even more the loads that his father had imposed. The people of Israel, seeing that the king would not attend to their request, revolted. They shouted that they had nothing to do with David and his family and went to their homes, leaving Rehoboam as king only of the people who lived in the territory of the tribe of Judah. Rehoboam then sent Adoniram, the head of the forced workers, to speak with the Israelites, but they stoned him to death. Rehoboam managed to escape to Jerusalem. Since then, the people of Israel, the northern kingdom, are in revolt against the kings descended from David. When they learned that Jeroboam had returned from Egypt, they invited him to a meeting and made him king of Israel. Only the tribe of Judah remained loyal to the descendants of David. When Rehoboam arrived in Jerusalem, he gathered 180,000 of the best soldiers from the tribes of Judah and Benjamin, intending to fight against the northern tribes of Israel and retake the kingdom. However, the Lord spoke to the prophet Shemaiah and ordered him to tell Rehoboam and all the people of the tribes of Judah and Benjamin not to attack their own brothers, the people of Israel. They should return home, for everything that happened was God's will. And so, they obeyed God's order and returned home. King Jeroboam of Israel fortified the city of Shechem, located in the mountainous region of Ephraim, where he lived for some time. Later, he also fortified the city of Penuel. Jeroboam was worried that if his people went to Jerusalem to offer sacrifices in the temple to the Lord God, they might turn to Rehoboam, king of Judah, and end up killing him. For this reason, he made 2 golden bulls and told his people that it was enough to go to Jerusalem to worship God. He presented the golden bulls as the gods who had freed them from Egypt. He placed one of the golden bulls in Bethel and the other in Dan. Thus, the people sinned, going to worship in Bethel and Dan. Jeroboam also built places of worship on the high hills and chose men who were not from the tribe of Levi to be priests. He also ordered that there be a religious feast on the 15th day of the 8th month, similar to the feast that took place in the kingdom of Judah. On the altar of Bethel, he offered sacrifices to the golden bulls he had made and placed there in Bethel the priests who served in the places of worship that he had built on the hills. On the 15th day of the 8th month, a day he himself had chosen, Jeroboam went to Bethel and offered a sacrifice on the altar, celebrating the feast he had created for the people of Israel. According to the book of 1 Kings, in chapter 14, verses 22 to 31, the people of Judah sinned against the Lord. They provoked his anger more than all their ancestors. On the hills, they built altars to worship false gods. In addition, they erected columns dedicated to the god Baal and placed idols under leafy trees. These actions were seen as a direct affront to the Lord. There were also men and women who served as prostitutes in these pagan places of worship. The people of Israel committed all the shameful practices of the peoples that the Lord God had expelled from the land. In the 5th year of Rehoboam's reign, Shishak, king of Egypt, attacked Jerusalem. He took all the treasures of the temple and the palace, including the golden shields that Solomon had made. To replace them, Rehoboam made bronze shields and handed them over to the officers in charge of guarding the palace gates. Whenever the king went to the temple, the guards used the shields and then returned them to the guard room. All other acts of Rehoboam are recorded in the history of the kings of Judah. Throughout his reign, Rehoboam and Jeroboam were at war with each other. Rehoboam died and was buried in the tombs of the kings, in the city of David. His son Abijah succeeded him as king. Rehoboam's mother, Naamah, was from Ammon. The story of Rehoboam, recorded in the sacred scriptures, is marked by acts that displeased God. He ignored the wise counsel of the elders and chose to follow the advice of his contemporaries, a decision that resulted in the division of the kingdom. This teaches us the importance of seeking and listening to wise counsel. Rehoboam also made hasty decisions, such as imposing hard service on the people, contrary to the counsel of the elders. This led to the revolt of the people and the division of the kingdom, showing that hasty decisions can have lasting consequences. The story of Rehoboam also highlights the need for just leadership. He failed to lighten the loads of the people, which led to their revolt. This reminds us of the importance of considering the well-being of the people when making decisions. Rehoboam, like his father Solomon, was influenced by the idolatrous practices of his time. This teaches us a valuable lesson about the risk of idolatry and the need to keep our faith and worship focused on God. It is essential that we do not stray and maintain our sincere devotion to God. Rehoboam's decision resulted in the division of the kingdom of Israel, showing the negative impact that division and discord can have on a nation or community. In summary, the story of Rehoboam is a valuable lesson about the consequences of our actions and decisions. It teaches us the importance of wisdom, wise counsel, just leadership, faithfulness to God, and unity. These are lessons that continue to be relevant to all of us today. If you enjoyed this video and found the information useful, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Activate all notifications so you don't miss any of our biblical studies. Also, share this video with others. May God bless you.